about that USA. Still about that USA out here.
Always.
But my camera's all backwards, so can't. Makes it too hard to coordinate that. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. As you can see, Side Piece Wednesday. Eagerly awaiting the return of regular season basketball and hockey and the playoffs in baseball, which we will definitely get into. Thank you all for joining us. As always, call in at the link. Hit us in the comments. We will, we'll just be here until we run out of stuff to talk about. But did have, thankfully, Champions League back. Pretty great 2 days of Champions League also.
It was.
And, yeah, midday on a Tuesday, Wednesday. You already can't really beat having some Champions League going. Shout out to Viacom for putting it on their streaming app for some reason. It seems like you guys own a lot of TV channels where you could probably play that. But I was talking to the Baron. Maybe they're basically doing the exact opposite of what NBC is doing with the Premier League, which is let's just put it where no one can find it, but they got to pay. So look, we can only show commercials at halftime. So if we're getting everyone for $8 a month, maybe it offsets, maybe it works out. I don't know, but it seems like the popularity of the Premier League was already trending upward. NBC is trying to show as much of it as they can for free. Yes, there's just a lot of games where then it goes on to their streaming, Peacock thing or whatever else. But and they running ads like overlays during the game, or there are ways you can do it where more people could see it, which I think would be better. But I digress. We will get into all of that. Tyler, how are you doing on this Wednesday?
Doing good, man. Yeah, like you said, those midday Champions League games going into tomorrow with some midday Europa. Granted, I'm only going to be watching one Europa game because
there's only one.
Unless your team is in it, you don't watch the Europa League, or unless you're have a gambling problem, which I may or may not have.
1-800-GAMBLER, by the way, please. Yeah, do call that number.
That's right. Talk to Fred. He's a good guy.
I know. Yeah, I'm on a first name basis with those guys. He just gave me his personal cell.
That's right. But having those games has been a godsend. Now we've got the MLB playoff push. We got the final week, Sunday being the last day. Slow, certainly, only because there's not NFL games going on, although there is one tomorrow. But still, pretty good sports day, I'd say. Ron, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Friend of the program and now coworker Thomas Andrews and I carpooled up to the monthly lunch for our little between 7 and 8 person team. Please, somebody else quit. We finally got back to like full staff, except for one member of our team that does work out of New York. So obviously, was not going to make the commute. But
what a bum!
Show some hustle. Show some hustle, Tammy. God. No, Tammy, I love you. Thank you. Holding down the fort while Thomas and I were gone. Because really, the team within the team is only 3 people, and 2 of us were gone. But
2 of you were on the road, yeah.
It's fortunately one of those situations where it was a little slower for her being the only person left out of all 8 of us because we got all you guys in one place. You can't send us any emails. Boom. What's up? But no, it was a good time. Actually, the best traffic situation ever. The first time I've been. Actually, I was way too early because I knew I had to go pick up Thomas. And then Google Maps, you can do the thing like, I want to arrive by this time.
Sure.
It said leave at 10:10. So I timed it out to leave Thomas's house, which is like 10 minutes away, at 10:10, and we nailed it. So then I got in the car and put it in Waze, and it's like, you're going to get there 30 minutes early. All right, well, at least I, won't have a problem finding parking.
Is it up in what? Is that in Irvine that you guys go to for?
Yeah, it's usually in Orange County, Costa Mesa. This time it was actually in Irvine. But hey, we were the first ones there. So, and Thomas's first, show up at one of these things. So, gotta look good. It's like
do you wear a tuxedo?
Tom Coughlin thing. If you're not 30 minutes early, you're late.
That's right. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
Exactly. I had another run-in with that week before. But it was a guy, like, I didn't even recognize his name because he's like way too higher level, sort of like my boss's boss kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And which I didn't know at the time. I was just like, accept the meeting, because you get all these random, like, you got to do a Zoom call with like these 8 people or these 2 people or this whatever. Like sometimes
Sure.
it's just us like listening to people doing voiceovers in a studio somewhere that I don't even know where it's at, and they're just like, all right, take 2. Like, oh, can we get that one a little bit more like boisterous, or like all the, whatever. So I always just like accept. Most of the time it doesn't even involve me, but I'm like, all right, I'm not going to say no. And
Right.
I had to look him up on the website. I was like, oh, he's kind of like a guy, not like the guy, but he's more of a guy than anyone on our team.
Sure.
And joined the meeting, sitting there like, well, people sometimes they're a few minutes late, whatever. And then sent him a Slack message like, are we still doing this thing? Like after 15 minutes. And then I was like, oh, wait, that's for tomorrow. My bad. And he was just, he laughed it off. I mean, it wasn't like a serious meeting at all. It was more of like a, like I was saying, we had a lot of people come and go over the last like 2 months. So he's like, well, I just realized, I haven't even like met a lot of you guys. So I just want to like see how you're feeling, how you're fitting in. What are your thoughts or whatever. So it's like a pretty casual like meet and greet for someone
Gotcha.
that I obviously had not met. But yes, I joined that call a day early. And then my first thought was like, well, Tom,
That's initiative. That's
if you're not
initiative,
24
baby.
hours early, you're late.
That's
If you're
that's
not
right.
an entire day early, you are late.
Ronnie's tailgating for these work meetings.
It was yeah, exactly. Camping out. Stayed up all night. Wait, I thought this was for the new iPhone. Damn. All right, my bad. But it was cool. It was a good icebreaker also for the first time I ever talked to this guy. So he was nice about it. It was a good conversation. Nothing really substantial, just more like, hey, I just wanted to meet you, see your face. But it was cool. So as we alluded to at the beginning, more of a side piece Wednesday. Not a lot going on. Smack dab in the middle of the week. Yes, we have football professional tomorrow, some college, I believe, as well. Not aware of any tonight, but there could be.
No, none tonight.
Okay.
In fact,
And
no. I don't think there's any college tomorrow either. I think they play
what?
Friday.
What?
I know.
Look at
the Thursday.
Cancel.
Look at the
Stop
Thursday.
the show.
Look at the Thursday night matchup. You think they're going to try and compete with that? With Cincinnati at Jacksonville? Come on.
Fair point. You're right. But let's set it off proper with the side pieces, which is the majority, if not
It's going to be pretty much all the show.
the entirety of the show. That feels good. As you know,
Charlotte, you can't tell me that don't feel good.
we are still the kings of this golf thing.
Not
out
the
here
Kings,
running it.
the Kangs.
Kangs. And a couple more little nuggets that I saw trickle out after the fact, which I kind of saw these in reverse order, but I'll just start with the Genesis, and who sort of became the captains don't play really in this thing, but Old Phil was crucial. Shout out to everyone. Davis Love, the third. Strick, obviously putting this team together, the dream team, as it were. But a couple more things I saw filing in as it pertains specifically to one shirt. This is from Justin Thomas's Instagram. You can see holding the cup, looking a little, a few sheets to the wind, and you recognize.
Lost.
Take a look at the shirt. Take a look at the shirt right there. You got the Step Brothers Koepka Bryson shirt going. And then on his story, he did post, I think the team shirts were a success, which did confirm that he had these printed up and handed them out to all of the team. And then I saw this one later, which was, I don't even know how he got the parking sign. I really don't know how he got that. And this is from Bryson's Instagram, which he did tag Brooks and Sergio Garcia, the man whose sign that he stole or came across somehow, and he is wearing the shirt. So
can only imagine Sergio Garcia comes across it. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, no. No. No wonder I couldn't get parking out here.
Yeah, this is why I had to park a half mile away. Bullshit.
See? It's all about those mind games.
That's it,
We
man.
start early. No reserve parking over here. Sergio Garcia, who are you? Who are you? Oh, that reminds me. I should have got the Pedro video. But
Oh, God, you're right. Oh, God.
I whiffed on that one. I whiffed on that one. We
Oh, I
can
didn't think about that
maybe
either.
recap that. But this is what it takes to get all these like individual, super high level, the most mental, stressful within your own head game there is, and egos involved because every other week they're trying to beat each other.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get outside the box. You got to do weird stuff like this to get these guys all on the same page for one common cause. Look, I need 3 days. 3 days of your best. Nobody punch each other. Let's just beat their ass. And that's what we did.
Look, as soon as we win, I don't give a shit if you just fucking start fighting the guy.
Brawl in the parking lot for all I care.
Yeah.
But good to see the boys still having fun. I also did see JT posted the next day, I think on his Twitter, I'm 5% recovered. Sorry, I did the best I could. So, needless to say, a good time was had by all in the aftermath of the outstanding victory.
This is like, honestly, this team just reminded me like it was just a giant frat party where there was also some like golfing competition. That's all it was.
And everyone still made that 7 a.m. tea time, hungover probably,
True.
and we kicked their ass.
Oh, yeah.
So come and take it. Europe, wherever that is. Never even heard of that state. Maybe it's somewhere in Canada, as far as I could tell. But again, I don't know. I don't know. I have a globe in front of me right now.
How can anybody find Europe all tucked away down there?
Yeah, it's somewhere at the bottom, I think. Yeah, as far as I know. On the subject of Europe, we did have the champions, as we alluded to. And yesterday was quite a day. Let's take a look at the slate. First of all, I mean, all right, Besiktas, Ajax, probably a little overmatched for you guys. Besiktas is a capable team, perennial Champions League team, but not surprised by the result there, especially at home in Amsterdam. Shakhtar and Inter grind their way to a 0-0 draw. And PSG going in there. Messi scores his first goal for PSG. A great goal, by the way. What a move. What a move. Mbappe with the layoff. And then, like I said, that's where you see the genius of Messi is as soon as he lays that ball out there, like you don't know for sure if the guy's going to make that great like back heel pass like he did. But he's accelerating as soon as he pushes that forward. He's like taking on a guy that's, I believe, like 6'3", way bigger than Messi. Messi is the size of a, I don't know, 9-year-old.
I say Messi's not big at all.
But it's the brain. It's right here. Like that's the Messi factor. Got onto it, latched back onto it. Great goal. What a better, probably no better way to score your first thank you, motorbike guy. But he's fired up about it too. He's fired up about it too. They're still tearing up the streets out here. But no, nice result. And Man City, man, that's not where you want to be. I know PSG is not one of the rollover teams you're going to play, but didn't look great.
I mean, look, their attack just had nothing for PSG. That's kind of been the big concern about them is like Man City just doesn't have – they don't have a striker. Like they have 3 forwards, but they just don't have a striker, like a guy that you know is going to take
there was a Harry Kane type that we could have purchased.
If only. But no, I mean, you're right. Like that goal was just like beginning to end, absolutely beautiful. Messi with the nice pass to Mbappe. And as you said, as soon as he passed it, just true like give and go basketball. Like as soon as he passed it, he is sprinting, cutting inside Mbappe. Nice little back heel pass, just setting Messi right up on top of the goal. And then just a good strike in the top corner that, the goalie could have done absolutely nothing with. Absolutely beautiful goal. PSG looked, man, they look real good. Like there's no 2 ways around it.
Like, look, Messi is, he's not going to be the run forever rabbit that he was. He's got a lot of miles on those legs, pretty much Champions League every single year. every international call up for Argentina they can get. After he kind of retired, unretired, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the genius factor, like the change of pace. Like even if he can't hit the same top
knowing when
speed,
to run.
yeah, just like, all right, well, I'm going to give you 70%, and then boom, I'm going to give you 100%. Like that's the off balance. Like I'm thinking 3 passes ahead of what everyone else can see out here. So that's just the messy thing. And a lot of other great players have that, but that's what makes it special. Leipzig, kind of a surprising result for a team that I thought is better than Bruges, but at home too, that's one you really want to have for sure, because it's not going to get really easier for them. Liverpool just blowing the doors off Porto. That's a shame. And Suarez just taking the heart out of Milan with the
game-winning
penalty at the death. So Suarez still out there just trolling everyone that gets in his way.
Yeah, I mean, I did get to catch bits and pieces of that, and I mean, as soon as Suarez lined up for the goal, it was like he's just to spite everybody. Suarez is going to make this. Like it was kind of no question. Yeah,
it's going in. And then Dortmund gets a win at home. Not really a surprise there against Sporting. The shock of the 2-day session was Sheriff, Moldova's favorite sons, even though they're not legally allowed to be part of Moldova.
That's right.
And from the disputed zone, a team allegedly founded by 2 ex-KGB members with a payroll of 13 million euro go into Madrid.
We're not saying. We're just saying.
We're definitely not saying. Look, I mean, if there's one person in this world that I would want to cross less than Arkansas Slim, it's whoever owns Sheriff. But so I don't even, Eastern Europe, no, you guys are too crazy.
Don't mess with that, bro. Yeah, don't mess with that.
Go in there and just played a great game. I thought it was funny, too, because their nickname is the Wasps. So some similarities there between them and Brentford being the insect teams. Just kind of no fucks given, like no fear. Real Madrid got I won't say it was a make good. I mean, it was a penalty. Maybe not the strongest penalty in the world.
No, but you can't blame a ref for calling it. It was a correct call.
Yeah, Vinicius was, clamoring for one before that I thought was a correct call. Get up, not a penalty. And then this one was a little bit more of a penalty, so they get it. Benzema scores. Penzema. I think he scored in like 15 years of Champions League or something at this point, which is a pretty crazy record. But Sheriff said, and they kept going for the goal on the counterattack. And the goal that they got was not a cheapo at all. This is a goal anywhere in the world.
Oh, my God. That goal is so good. Oh, that is so good.
Those are the ones I love, too. That always reminds me of the old Arjen Robben celebration where he would just do like a stink face kind of thing and do like, ooh, man, I'm good at this. Man, you guys really should try to stop me.
Hey, was that shot a good one? I couldn't tell. Was that a good shot, guys?
Is that bad? Is that offsides? Did I break it? No, that was a hell of a goal. And what a way to win. And everyone in Madrid, I'm sure, is totally not freaking out about that. But 6 points, 2 wins, +3 goal differential. Your Group D leaders, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment. Sheriff.
Yeah, I mean, just look. I believe I did see their win yesterday was like that game was the biggest difference in club coefficients in Champions League history, which is UEFA's pretty ridiculous rating system, but still their rating system nonetheless. Sheriff I think I did see that there was like some of the pundits one pundit, it was some Dutch, former Dutch player or whatever, said team like Sheriff should not be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
They're Kite.
Yeah. But basically, yeah, he said Sheriff he goes, yeah, I know this is a tournament for champions, but like Sheriff should not be here. And now Sheriff is 2-0 in the group stage. So
well, that's what you get. That's what you
big
get.
big fuck you to that guy, right?
And a couple other little interesting nuggets out of that. For one, I saw this, which was funny. This is the actual home stadium of Sheriff. It's where they played their league match on Saturday. Looks like like a nice AYSO park somewhere, soccer
Pretty
park.
nice. Yeah.
And then posted this on their official team Instagram, which, I mean, I don't even know how many followers. I'm certainly more now, but you look. Come and take it, Real Madrid.
Oh, man.
So that is the dream of the Champions League. There's any given Tuesday, like I said, any given Tuesday.
And also, this was posted on Twitter, showing that the man that scored the goal, Sebastian Till, has actually had this tattoo on his body, on his leg for a while, of him dreaming of playing and winning the Champions League. And
That's
now
right.
He goes out there and busts out what will probably honestly be the Puskas winning goal this year. I mean, like, I'm struggling to think of what will top that.
Luxembourg international, Sebastian Till. But man, what a outcome! That was I was like pins and needles watching that. I was like,
yeah,
kind of want to watch PSG, Man City for the star power, but I'm like following it. All right, I saw the highlight of the Messi goal. Back to this. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Don't blow it, please don't blow it.
Yeah, like I texted you after that Messi goal, and you were like, "Dude, I'm not even watching that right now.
I can't look away.
I'm watching this.
I can't look away. I'm sorry. Happy for Messi, but no, not right now. And then we have today's games, which obviously I did not get to see, traveling. But I don't know if you saw any of these. I'll let you take us through today's slate.
So I didn't get to see too much because there were 2 games at 9:30. I didn't get to see too much of those, and I was watching the Golazzo channel for the afternoon slate, which I do like. But yeah, you see Atalanta. I saw they got a late goal against Young Boys to get the win there. Zenit St. Petersburg just beats up on Malmo 4-0. So again, I
think Malmo had a red card in that game as well, and they were already overmatched, coming in. So with 10 guys, hang on for dear life.
But so then we get into the afternoon slate. You see there, Bayern does what Bayern does, just beats the shit out of Kiev. Lewandowski with the brace. Did you see the goal? I guess you didn't because you were on the road. I forgot who even scored the goal, but it was somebody from Bayern who tried. It was a terrible cross from the left side that it was so bad it wound up going into the net. Just completely an accident.
The classic Shass, as Men in Blazers like to refer to it.
Yes. So yeah, again, Bayern just did what Bayern does. They go out there and dominate. Benfica beat the shit out of Barcelona. Jaime, if you're watching, I'm sorry. That was pretty crazy to watch. Like, I mean, again, that Golazzo channel is kind of like their version of Red Zone, so it just kind of cuts in and out. But every time they showed that, like, I don't think I saw Barcelona with the ball across midfield the whole game. Like, it was crazy. Just Benfica absolutely dominated that one. So tough luck for the top of La Liga.
I mean, for Spain in general, except for Atletico, a rough 2 days in the Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes right into the next game there. United getting a goal from Cristiano Ronaldo in the 95th minute to beat Villarreal. Villarreal played well enough to get the point, but if there's a goal to get late, Ronaldo's gonna get it. So that's exactly what he did. Wolfsburg and Sevilla get a 1-1 draw there. That was seemed like a pretty fun back and forth, tightly contested game there. What we got here, Salzburg goes in, at home beats Lille 2-1, and then Juventus beating Chelsea 1-0. That was another one that was like, I don't ever remember. When I looked at the stats afterwards, it seemed like Chelsea had the ball most of the game, but they never threatened. Like
never quite attacked all the way.
But Chelsea getting a goal just right out of halftime from Chiesa, just goes straight down the field and scores on Chelsea, and that just proved to be all the difference there.
And I believe McKennie I believe, did play or at least made the bench for that game. And he has been called up. So please, just don't fuck it up this time. USA back in qualifying action, I believe, on the 7th of October against Jamaica.
Pulisic not on that roster, by the way.
Well, he had, I think he's having to quarantine because of, what's his name? Conte. Or somebody on Chelsea was positive, and I think there was like a contact. Like 3 other guys got sat out because of that.
Okay.
But come on. Yeah. Our Ryder Cup boys, like, look, that's the example. Lads,
that's it. We
got to get some points out here. It's getting, we're in the second wave now, 3 games. Please. We got 2 home games in this 3-match thing. So come on.
Yes, solid 2 days of Champions League soccer. And again, tomorrow, won't be watching all of Europa, just watching West Ham. So come on, you Irons, get that win over Vienna.
Come on. Rapid Wayne. Show you a Rapid Wayne.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Moving on. Before we get to the baseball, did just want to bring up, as Tyler alluded to, we do have a Thursday night classic, especially when this one was built for, because I think after week 6 or around there, 7, is when they start showing the Thursday games on Fox. Like, it's not only on NFL Network. This one was made for NFL Network because we know you're going to watch.
It's going to be broadcast on the Weather Channel.
I think, look, Thomas and I were talking about this in the car. Could end up being an okay game. Obviously,
I think
Jaguars
will be.
Need a win, and Bengals riding high right now, too. After just beating the crap out of Old Man Ben and the Steelers. So, yes, you look at the names, you're like, Thursday Night Football. Of course, it's only on NFL Network. Of course, this game. But this one could end up being a little bit more entertaining than at face value what you would traditionally expect.
No, I actually do think this is a peak Thursday Night Football game where it's just like 2 teams that just, again, when you look at it, it's not going to be good. And then it actually winds up being a wildly entertaining game. Whether it's good or bad, it will be entertaining.
Yes, and it will be NFL football, so I will still be watching it, and people will still be betting on it, overreacting to it on Friday. All the things that come with NFL football. So, again, looking at the names of the 2 teams involved, don't get caught up in that. I think it could still end up being an entertaining game.
I will say, give me the over. Give me the Jaguars to cover.
The under's low. I was going to say under and Jags to cover. But I'm going to go with you. I'm going to say over, Jags cover. 7.5. I don't know. I mean,
Jacksonville's not good. I don't think they've covered yet this year, but I think they'll keep this one close.
Yeah, they've I wouldn't even put them in the Lions class of like, man, they've lost a lot of close games, but at least it's looked a little bit better as week to week, like just marginally so. And really a game that they obviously need to have. And you get the national TV thing, so everyone's like super amped up. We'll see. But yeah, I like Jacksonville to cover. I'm going out on that limb, and I'll take the over as well. But also partly cloudy, 81 degrees. That's according to AccuWeather, which, I mean, its accuracy is in the name. So
that's true.
Keep that in mind when you are betting. But let's get into the baseball. Now we have, I believe we have Nick in Mission Valley on hold. Would like to join us. We are getting down to the brass tacks here. Most teams, sitting at like 5 or less games left to play at this point. So we will start in the AL, but in the interest of CEO Nick on the Nicholas Barrios Mobile Notary Public Celebrity Hotline, joining the program. Nick in Mission
Oh,
Valley. Nick, how are we doing this evening?
Nick in Mission
guys,
Valley.
I am doing fabulous. I am doing super fabulous, guys. As you know,
Thank you.
still not gay.
Still not gay. There you have it. Not gay. But thank you for hopping on with us. Actually, on the first of the doubleheader tonight on ESPN was the Yankees, undefeated in the Turtle era until tonight.
Yeah, the turtle era.
Drop a
Oh.
tough one, but a big one for the Blue Jays. You know, I think they were one game out of that second spot, so one they needed desperately as well at home. There we go. So we're looking at the wild card standings right there. Actually, I'll just take the banner right back off so we can see the bottom. Oh, the A's, and look at the Mariners. Mariners getting in there.
Yeah, that's the real surprise too. It's like, are they really in it? And then you're like, oh snap! Like, well, technically, everyone in the AL wildcard chase is technically in it with just like, what now? 4 games left. This is pretty much. It could come down to like who wants it more. Because I will tell you this, and I know it's the National League. Padres don't want it.
The Padres can't get it. But again, good for them. They are finding a way to rent out their space in the off season, so there will still be people coming through the turnstiles there at the Spirit Halloween store in downtown San Diego.
But, Petco will still be busy in October.
Yeah, that's all.
Just
you see.
maybe not the way they hoped.
Keep it viable. Maybe get like a Metallica concert or something down there.
But, I heard Dirty Ron. There is a rumor Dirty Ron may want to book a wrestling show there, a wrestling event. So who knows what that might turn into.
Well, that'll definitely turn into a massive health and safety issue with just having to clean the entirety of the park.
We had to replace the field because of contamination concerns.
We have to burn it.
Bodily fluids on the grass.
We have to burn it.
Also, as I pointed out to Tyler, shout out to former Padre third baseman Ty France, having a great season up in Seattle.
Right.
This could be us Padres, but you playing. But hey, Manny's making $32 million a year, so I guess that's it's better than Ty France, who's making like the minimum, and also an SDSU Aztec for life, in the words of the great Ted Light. But I mean, what are your thoughts here? I know you eagerly following this along the way as the Yankees do sit in that first wild card spot.
I'm gonna say just the fact that the Yankees. Well, I do hate them. Fuck them. Pieces of crap anyway. But they might spite me even more and drop to that second wild card spot, so they don't have home field advantage for that one wild card game. They will just do this to spite me. But I do have them taking one of the wild card spots. That's for sure. The only thing though is it's gonna be a real toss up, and I'm gonna call this the first wild card spot will probably go to the Blue Jays.
Well, it's possible. Are they playing tomorrow as well?
Yeah, they are.
The only issue is with that prediction is after this Yankee series, the Blue Jays are playing the Rays while the Yankees are playing Baltimore. And I believe Boston is playing Washington. So schedule-wise, it is favoring the Yankees and Boston. But as we've seen, look, Boston lost to Baltimore yesterday. I know they came back and won today. Probably going to win tomorrow because Baltimore typically doesn't win 2 games in a series. That's how you get 100 losses in a year. But Toronto's got it tougher. I mean, even the Rays, who knows? They don't even seem to be resting their guys. They're just freaking throwing people out there.
Even if nothing to play for at this point.
Even if they are resting guys, they have probably the best, minor league system in MLB. So whoever they come up to fill in these spot starts, they're still going to throw 6 innings of scoreless baseball. So, I mean, it's not looking good for Toronto. The thing is, Toronto hits the absolute shit out of the ball. They can do that to anybody. So, I mean, it wouldn't be that big a surprise. I just got to say, I am so pulling for Seattle to get one of these spots. Seattle hasn't been in the playoffs since we were in high school. I think 2001 was the last year they were in the playoffs. If they could pull this off, it'll be amazing. Lucky for them, they've got one more game against Oakland tonight. I think they've won 11 or 12 straight against Oakland. Mitch Haniger is hate fucking the A's via the home run. I mean, he is just absolutely going off on them this series. So it's hard to not root for Seattle, man. It's so hard to not root for them in this case.
Look, the A's 4 games back at this point seems
They're
unlikely.
Done. They're done.
So I'm like a comet would have to strike Earth at this point for like so many things would have to happen to make this happen. So if they cannot get in, which it appears that they cannot, I'm going for Seattle as well. If only for, as I pointed out to Tyler, they share the spring training complex with the Padres, who was the hype team of record coming into the season. And Seattle was like, oh, they're rebuilding, whatever. They swept the Mariners when they came to Petco, taking the vaunted Vetter Cup, even though he actually is a Cubs fan, but, part of the grunge movement in Seattle. And has a home, I believe, like in La Jolla or Del Mar or something like that.
Baron, I love the optimism. It's just a little airborne. See? It's still good. It's still good.
But wait, Tyler, so for your picks then, who are the 2 wild cards in what place?
Yankees 1, Seattle 2.
Okay. And who wins that? Who do you think's taking that one?
Head says Yankees, heart says Mariners.
Agreed. Hey, Seattle's playing with no fear. They got nothing to lose. If they get in that game, who knows? Who knows? And if they do win that game, again, please win the American League. Have a sign up at Peoria next year so all the Padre players can look at it every single day.
Look, I'll say this. If Seattle could make it to the World Series, that would be an absolute gauntlet, having to go through, again, most likely one game at New York, then go through Tampa in the first round, and then get the winner. Let's just be realistic. Let's just be realistic. Most likely Houston, because as much as I like Chicago's roster on paper, they also do terrible against good teams. So probably Houston in the final. Unfortunately, I'm looking at this thinking like, man, Houston's probably going to make the World Series, aren't they?
No. Tampa Bay. Let's go with my realistic pick will be Tampa Bay. Realistic / optimistic, just because I don't want Houston to get back there. But as the Baron once said, it could happen. So, look, if the A's don't get in, go Mariners all the way.
I mean, it comes down to just one game. It's literally not a series. It's this wild card game. It is literally one game. So, who knows what could happen?
Well, to that point, and even more terrifying news, go to the National League, where, as you can see, even if the Dodgers catch the Giants somehow, there is going to be a team with over 100 wins playing in a one-game playoff, no matter how you slice it.
Yes.
So, wow.
Now, great you bring this up, Ron. Also, Ron, I wanted to pick your brains on this. Going into this, we already know Dodgers are locked in for the playoff spot, just determining now whether they can win the division. They're 2 games back now. They're winning right now, 5-3, but it seems like it's always hard. Like every time the Dodgers win, the Giants will like pretty much answer their win with another win. So going into it, like, are you if you do not get the NL West,
he was talking about the comment. Okay.
Yeah. How confident are you against the red hot Cardinals, who lost today? They did lose. Their double magic kind of ran out today. But 17 games straight. They're the hottest team going into the playoffs. And I've preached this before, even with the NBA players. Sometimes it's not the best team that goes in. It's the hottest team.
A lot of times it is the hottest team, especially in baseball. And look, I think the Dodgers have played pretty well against the Cardinals overall. I mean, considering like just on how it typically goes against the Cardinals over the season. But yes, the Cardinals are insanely hot right now, and it is a house of horrors anytime they get together in the playoffs historically. I mean, I would hope it would be probably Scherzer, Wainwright in that game.
Yeah,
I would assume.
For sure.
But I would. It sucks. It sucks if you end up, probably going to at least win 103 games, somewhere around there, maybe more, and you have to. It all comes down to one game. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, like I agree it sucks, but at the same time, the Dodgers have had so many chances to pass Chicago this year, or not pass Chicago, pass San Francisco this year. I mean, the Dodgers lost 7 out of the last 10 heads up for San Francisco. The Dodgers were 0 for 12 in their first extra inning game in the first 12 extra inning games. So like, look, they've had so many chances to where this shouldn't even be a problem for them, but now they've made it their own problem. But in regards to the St. Louis, in a weird way, I'm actually more worried now that St. Louis lost a game than if they were just like if they ran the table undefeated going into it. In a weird way, I would actually feel better about the Dodgers' chances. But now that St. Louis has lost, it's like, all right, whatever. Pressure's off. We've made the playoffs. There's no win streak. Like now they can just get ready and focused up. So in a weird way, I'm actually more concerned now than I was before St. Louis lost today.
And also, yes, some miserable NL East team is going to win their division with like 86 wins, while the Dodgers or Giants will have to go play in this one game.
I believe so. The Braves beat the Phillies today, so the Braves have not clinched yet. I think their magic number is still 1. So if Atlanta wins one more game or Philly loses one more game this year, Atlanta will have that division locked up. The reward will be to go face the just absolute nightmare of a pitching rotation in Milwaukee.
Well, a pitching rotation
they're missing someone
that is unfortunately down a pretty important guy.
Down a pretty good piece.
Last year's Rookie of the Year, I believe. Devin Williams. Look, everyone gets fired up. I get it. But a couple pops in him, punches the wall, breaks his hand. In fact, to the point where it requires surgery, and he will not return for the duration of the playoffs, however long that is for the Brewers.
Yeah, I mean, look, the wall usually wins that matchup, whether it's your head, your hand, your body, whatever it is. The wall typically wins that matchup 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the interdimensional cable skit on Rick and Morty, where they had they're just flipping through all these random channel shows, and one of them is Man versus Car, and they line them up like as it's like a boxing match or something, and immediately the car just runs over the guy and kills him, and the announcer's like, "The car always wins. The car always wins."
And he was what? He was their setup guy. So it's like setup guy, possibly your closer. It's like damn, like
spot closer as well. Yeah.
Yeah. What time to do some like it's like pretty much play stupid game, win stupid prizes.
That's exactly correct in this case.
Who was that? This is probably about a decade ago, maybe. Was that Joel Zumaya for the Tigers that hurt himself playing Guitar Hero right before the playoffs?
It was. Yeah, like had a forearm strain or something where he couldn't.
Yeah.
It's just flicking it too hard.
Just like, dude, it's like you've made it this entire season, and now you get hurt doing something stupid right before the playoffs.
My God.
It's a baseball tradition that someone is going to have a dumb and potentially devastating to their team injury.
It's true.
I mean, at this point, too, when it comes to the NL East, all I really care about now is that one particular team doesn't make it. I think you know who that team is.
What, the Marlins?
Why you got to be so hard on the Marlins, dude? Come on. It's Jeter. That's your boy down there.
Well, actually, no, wait. Actually, I do know what the Marlins did to the Yankees. Never mind. Although the Yankees are kind of getting it back with Jeter taking over. So.
Yeah, Jeter went down there to sabotage the whole thing.
Hey, remember 2003. Remember it. Jeff Conine, you asshole.
Mr. Marlin, dude. Come on, get off his back.
That was a tough defeat to watch, especially the final out made in Yankee Stadium. That's why now I hate the Yankees. Like, and you know what? That turtle, fuck that turtle. Connor would have made a better clubhouse bet.
Dude, they're still 7-1 with the turtle. Get off Bronxy's back.
Yeah, Bronxy, whatever the hell you want to call him, has nothing compared to Connor. Can't rage as hard as my boy Connor. And I was hoping that if Connor, made it to the clubhouse by the powers above me, he would just take a dump in Aaron Judge's cleats because I hate that guy too. Yes.
Well,
oh man, look at
he's already been fitted for his uniform. If he is, called in to replace Bronxy the turtle, so we will see.
Yeah.
If they're still making moves. Cashman, I don't know what strings you're pulling over there, but we'll see what happens with that. But I see. It looks like we do maybe have No ID Justin here on the Corey's Market of Liquor Celebrity Hotline. Justin,
I want
are
to get
you
his
here
take on
with
this.
us?
Yes.
What?
Are you
Hello?
here? Are you with us?
Yeah, kind of. What's going down?
Okay.
Are we
Kind
talking
of.
about how great the Mets are and how they're totally going to win the NL East? Is that
Oh
what we're
yes,
talking
clearly, Mets. Yes.
Keep hope alive. They're writing the positive vibes of this 86 documentary coming out, so anything's possible.
Forget the fact that the 101 win Dodgers are going to have to play a game versus another wild card team that is a whopping 13 games behind them. What a load of shit.
Yeah, probably really should work that out in the CBA, maybe. Players Union. Come on. Let's do something about that. But it's just unfortunate. Nobody saw the Giants coming. It's like, Spanish Inquisition.
Actually, I'm glad you guys did bring up the Mets because I had completely forgot that one of their first days of spring training this year, they were practicing how they were going to celebrate winning the World Series. And now they won't even finish the 500 record.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's too bad they had to cut into that World Series celebration budget to pay Bobby Bowe this year. But that shit happens, You got a new owner. He wasn't familiar with the yearly charges that are accrued by the Mets organization. So
you would think a sound financial mind such as his would understand the balance sheet thing, but no, just totally blindsided by Bobby B Day, and just went in the tank from there.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's pretty much all I had. I don't know if Justin, you want to come in with any kind of fire take here before we close it out on a side piece light Wednesday.
Fire take, man. Wasn't there a thrilling upset in the Champions League?
You're like half an hour late, man. Come on.
I know, traffic.
The new kings of Europe. The new kings of Europe.
The new kings of Europe, indeed.
They took that crown right off of Real Madrid's logo.
Were you guys able to touch on any of the history of the club, though? I mean, do people know that, they reside in a small, unincorporated, unrecognized breakaway state of Transnistria? And for those of you that are unfamiliar, that is the sanctuary for all trans human beings on Earth. Very progressive over there. I know that in Moldova, they tend to not be as liberal and as accepting of other people's life choices. But those folks in Transnistria, not to be confused with Transylvania, which is a fake made-up town that is not welcoming to transgender people.
Or humans. I mean, really. It's just it's more like
totally.
daywalkers at best.
But it's a small known fact that this team hasn't been around for a while. I believe 1996ish. But they actually they switched the name to Sheriff. Being huge, massive Peyton Manning fans, very, very infatuated with the size of his forehead. Over in Moldova, classes are decided by the length of your forehead. So you can understand why in a place like Transnistria that they value large foreheads, so much so that they rebranded and renamed the team Sheriff to pay homage to the greatest forehead of them all, Peyton Manning, the Sheriff.
Omaha!
So the statue of Peyton Manning outside their stadium, now that makes so much more sense. Because a forehead that big, that man would be revered as, more than a man but less than a god.
Well, it's weird, too, because the statue of Peyton Manning outside of Sheriff Stadium is actually just a statue of his forehead. So a lot of times people don't actually know that is a Peyton Manning statue. But that is indeed. That is indeed.
Check the wrinkles.
It's crazy, too, because they moved into a new stadium in 2002, and they preset the capacity of the stadium at 12,746 people, which is the exact number of people that would be shaded by the shade cast by Peyton Manning's forehead.
Makes so much sense.
I feel like it's going to be one of those good bad things when they do eventually lift that Champions League Cup this March. And, probably there's going to be some action in the streets. I don't want to say riot, but yes, probably riot, and that statue's probably getting pulled down just out of pure exuberance.
No, 100%, 100%. That's just those trannies get a little wild when they celebrate a title.
Yeah, man.
Look, a rare bastion of progressive thinking in Eastern Europe, not generally regarded as the most forward-thinking place on earth, shall we say.
No, they
I
are.
don't want to run afoul of the alleged former KGB people that own this, but
They are definitely the Austin, Texas of Moldova.
There we go. I'd say that's a fair description. And Nick, by the way, would that rhyme with AT and G?
I'm assuming that it would.
Hmm.
This internet service is sponsored by the San Diego Loyal. Does not operate past 90 minutes.
It just always cuts off right at the end. But
thank you, Landon.
Check out, we all got to ride this wave together. As Sheriff inevitably wins the Champions League trophy, probably next year going to be an all-insect rematch in the final between them and the Bees of Brentford. So I, for one, am looking forward to that. And as Justin pointed out, again, what is it? Transnistria. Check out Transnistria City Limits, a pretty good musical show. I know you don't really understand a lot of the acts on there, but it's a hotbed for up and coming talent.
Very hot.
It's way too hot. Well, on that note, that's all I got. I don't know if either of you two gentlemen want to send us out of here on a Wednesday. We will obviously be coming back with that fire on Friday, football weekend preview, college, NFL.
No, I mean, look, to those of you, our millions and millions of viewers at home watching live now.
Millions.
I know you see the counters only at 53 minutes. Look, this is a midweek football season episode. This is the way it works, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Wednesdays are going to be a little light. Fridays and Mondays, we bring the thunder. All right?
We can only preview the Jags-Bengals game
and who the hell
minutes.
wants to preview that shit?
We do it for you.
Yeah, I don't even think Paul Brown himself gives a shit about that game. It's being played in his stadium, for God's sakes. He doesn't care. He won't even build an indoor practice facility.
Justin, since Ronnie and I made our picks, what do you think? Who do you like on the line? What do you like for the over/under?
Okay, so we're looking at Bengals by 7.5. Give me the Bengals. Give me the under. Both these teams suck, but the Bengals suck slightly less than the Jaguars.
Justin, what are we thinking about that line?
Under all day. Under 46. These teams are
cover
inept. No, Jaguars will cover that 7.5. And
same here.
Under.
All right, we have a rare consensus on the program.
Well, no, he went with the under. I went over. I think you went. Right. I think you went over as well.
I went over. I was waffling on that, but 46 seems low. Yes, these are technically two NFL teams, so I settled on the over. But I do
bare
like
minimum
Jags to cover.
One NFL team. At the very least, it's one NFL team.
If you combine them, yeah. Like I said, I think this is going to be one of those Thursday games where it's going to be entertaining. It's either going to be really good and blow away your expectations, or it's going to be so bad that it's an amazing game. Either way, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Thursday night tie would be great.
Neither of these teams matter because the Super Bowl has already been predetermined. So this is an irrelevant game.
It has to, deal with draft position and things like that. So
draft position, TV contracts. It's just things that have to be fulfilled.
Trevor Lawrence, the most hyped quarterback over the last decade. If these fools are picking at the top, they will be picking a quarterback. Best believe.
Whoa! All right,
I'll tell you this: they're not going to go Clemson quarterback again. I'll tell you that.
No, I don't. I think. Sorry for my boy, but his stock has dramatically fallen.
Hey, just imagine if you had a big, bulky, poor route running, terrible at blocking tight end on that roster. They might have a win right now. I'm just saying.
True. This is true.
Because you know what? They'd have Jesus on their side, and Jesus is good for at
Exactly.
least one win out of 17.
I mean, I think that's where it all went wrong. They ran afoul of Tebow, and look what happens. A pox on you, Jaguars.
You're saying Jesus' war is 1.0?
Yes.
Yes. If you
like
talk
that.
to the sharps in Vegas, they have confirmed Jesus is worth 1 point.
These guys run all the numbers. They do this
That's
for
true.
a living.
Hey, I'm not going to argue that.
And oddly enough, Jesus is worth 1 point. Satan's actually worth 2.5, if you can believe that.
That I can believe. Look, we've seen Belichick reign terror for 2 decades now, so I can definitely believe that.
Good point. And also, tickets still available as low as $60
I don't
for
know
this
what Kyle's
game.
talking about. I'm not Satan. I just coach football.
I'm not going to talk about the Satan thing. I'll talk about the long snaps.
Hey, watch out for them devils now.
Well, there you have it. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, CEO Nick. Suck it, AT&C, because we don't want to get sued. Whatever internet misfortunes befell the CEO of this program on this edition. But we will be back with all that heat on Friday. Big football weekend. Looking forward to it. Still, man, it's still up in the air. I don't know if we're going to do this show on Monday or maybe do it in a different format or maybe just
We got
not
to
do
figure
it.
something out.
15-2.
Oh, 15-2. All right. You're cut off 15-2. There you have it.
What? He's saying the Eagles are going to go 15-2. That's pretty generous of him.
That's bold, but I mean, obviously, you're hammered. The Eagles 15-2. Jeez.
All right. Yeah, that will do it for us here on Wednesday. Thank you so much. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Baron, for the comments. Thank you, Bruce Springsteen of the E Street Band. Thank you, that guy whose name I can't remember, but he was also in The Wire, which I just learned like less than a year ago, and it tripped me the hell out. But we'll be back here on Friday, give you a preview of the NFL weekend, of the college football weekend, of whatever else we can come up with. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, America, for being America. And we love you guys. You know the drill. Keep that fire.